All right, let's talk about something that feels, well, massive. Early retirement. For most of us, it's this huge, far-off dream. But what if I told you there's a super simple formula that can take all that guesswork and turn it into a real, concrete plan? It's called the Rule of 200, and honestly, it might just completely change the way you see your financial future.
You know that feeling, right? Retirement just seems so impossible. It's like this foggy destination way off in the distance. We know we're supposed to be saving, but without a clear number to aim for, it's like we're just driving around without a map. You're putting money away, sure, but the goal never really feels like it's getting any closer.
So, the very first thing we have to do is stop dreaming and start defining. To make retirement a real thing, you've got to turn that fuzzy idea of someday into a specific number. A hard number you can write down on a sticky note and actually aim for.
Okay, let's do a little exercise right now. Just think for a second. What kind of lifestyle do you want when you retire? And how much money, every month, would you need to live that life comfortably? And for now, let's just totally forget about taxes. Just pick a number. Maybe it's 3 grand, maybe 10. For our example today, let's just go with $5,000 a month. So, you've got your monthly number. Now what? How do you turn that number into the total amount of wealth you need to build? Well, this is where a beautifully simple formula comes into play. It's the Rule of 200.
So we're using our example of $5,000 a month. The math here could not be easier.
You literally just take that number and you multiply it by 200. That's the whole formula. And boom, there's your target, $1 million. If you want $5,000 a month in retirement, that $1 million mark, that's your finish line. That is the total wealth you need to build.
So, why does this work? Why 200? Well, the math behind it assumes that you can get a 6% annual return on your invested money. See, $1 million invested to get a 6% return generates $60,000 of income a year. You divide that by 12 months, and what do you get? Your $5,000 a month. All of a sudden, it's not a dream anymore, it's a real target.
But getting to that number, that requires a huge mindset shift. It's based on a concept that, honestly, most of us are never taught. The idea that our financial lives are split into two totally separate phases.
First up, you have the building phase. In this phase, you have one job and one job only. Grow your total wealth to hit that Rule of 200 number as fast as you possibly can. It's only after you hit that number that you switch over to the enjoyment phase. That's when you start converting all that wealth into cash flow. And look, the biggest mistake people make is trying to live in both of these phases at the same time. You can't.
And that brings us to something that is super critical and, frankly, a little counterintuitive. I'm talking about the cash flow trap, because chasing passive income too early, which sounds so smart, right, can actually be the very thing that stops you from ever retiring.
So why is it a trap? Well, there are two big reasons. First, there's lifestyle inflation. When we get a little extra cash, maybe a $100 dividend check, we tend to see it as bonus money. We buy new shoes, go out for a nice dinner, we don't reinvest it. And second, and this one is a real wealth killer, is tax drag. That extra income gets taxed at your highest personal rate, which takes a massive bite out of your growth.
So let's just imagine you're deep in your building phase and you get a $100 dividend. Now, because you're still working and earning a salary, that extra $100 gets taxed at your highest marginal rate. Let's just say, for this example, that's 35%. Which means, after Uncle Sam takes his cut, you're left with just $65. You've lost over a third of that money before it ever even had a chance to start working for you.
As the source material for this puts it so bluntly, by chasing that cash flow during your building years, you've actually made it harder for yourself to reach your goal. It's way better to invest in things that grow in value, like a growth stock that increases your net worth without creating a taxable event every time it goes up. Okay, so if we're supposed to avoid the cash flow trap, what should we be doing? How do we actually put this building phase mindset into practice, especially if we're just starting out with, say, $100?
Well, it all starts with your daily focus. I mean it. Write your Rule of 200 number down and put it somewhere you will see it every day. Then, every single day, you need to ask yourself one simple question. What did I do today to build my wealth? Not my income, my wealth.
And that first $100, it can be incredibly powerful. Don't just spend it. Use it to build wealth. Buy a book or a course that can increase your earning power. Buy your very first shares of stock and get in the game. Or attack that high-interest credit card debt, which is basically a guaranteed tax-free return on your money. Every one of these actions is a step towards your number.
And you know, nothing really shows the power of owning assets more clearly than this. Just look at this data. The gap in net worth between the average tenant and the average homeowner is just massive. Owning things that go up in value is how you get on the wealth-building train.
So you stay in the building phase. You focus relentlessly on increasing your net worth. You buy assets, you pay down debt, you increase your income, and then one day, ding, you hit it. You hit your number. You get to ring that red bell. And that is the moment you've earned the freedom to switch your strategy to the enjoyment phase.
So I want to leave you with this really memorable, maybe slightly dramatic warning from our source material. It just captures the danger of this trap so perfectly. Chasing cash flow too early feels productive, it feels good, but it can suck the life right out of your retirement goals. Always focus on building wealth first.
So there you have it. You have the formula. You have the mindset. Early retirement doesn't have to be some fuzzy dream. The only real question left is, what are you going to do with this information? What's the first action you'll take today to start building your wealth?